Right, so we're going to carry on with what you've done so far. When we run the animation, we have two laps. We can see that there is a bit of a little glimpse, so we're going to check what's going on there. So we're going to run this much slower, so we can see that the wheel is rotating, it's rotating, it's rotating. Yeah, it's rotating, it's rotating, it's rotating. Okay, that's good, there's no problem. I thought that was a glimpse, but there isn't. So now what we're going to do, we have two rotation, we're going to add more. So how do we do that? Well, we've seen here in the curve editor, so I have to select the object otherwise, and we're looking at the rotation and making sure we have a full view of the rotation. Here we are. We have these two curves, and we can, it's not possible to copy a group of key point, or it's not possible to copy a key point here, and then to add, and then to make this wavy curve repeat itself. So we could add key points here and then position them to repeat these two curves, but we can do it in a way that is a bit more fun. We close this. What we do, we simply click on the progress bar here at the bottom, what we call the timeline, and we're going to click on the keyframe that you want to repeat of the animation, and there's only related to the rotation, so there's these green ones and there's 4 of them. So we're going to click so 0, 1, 2, so we're going to click 1, and then we keep control and we click on these 2 more, and then we press the shift key and we shift to have instances, which we then put, as we know, every 5, and we shift again and we put another one every 5, and we shift again and we put another one every 5. So now we should have more than one 2 rotations, and if we click here we can see that the wheel rotates much more, and that's basically how it's done. And then we can check that this is correct by looking at the curve editor again, and if you've done a good job, we should have the curve repeating itself many times. So what have I done here wrong? It's the Y rotation. We're only seeing from 0 to, but if I click, we can see the rotation repeating itself. So we've done a good job here, and we can see. Why can't I zoom out? Sometimes I'm not that clever. I mean, I think I'm clever, but I'm not. Here we are. So we can zoom in now, and we have our nice curve that repeat themselves. And what we've done is only frame the exterior. Okay, it's me. So we keep that. Yeah. Sorry. So here we have our 4 curves that repeat themselves. And we can see that by doing it the way I did it before, we don't need to copy each key at a time. We just go to we closed it, we just go to the timeline here, and you copy those keyframes. Now importantly, you can see that they have different colors here because they relate to different parameters being animated. And when you don't know exactly what they are, you can look at them in the curve editor here. You can see that the X position is in red, the Y position is in green, and the Z position is in blue. We are doing only rotation of the Y position at the moment. So that's why we're interested in only, no, I want all of the frame. Never mind. So, I can do it. Why am I such a mess? Here we are. Here we are. And then like this. Here we are. You tell me. So, here we are. It's a question of we're only rotating the x. You can see the x there's no rotation, the z there's no rotation, and we're rotating the y. So when we look at this on the timeline, we need to pay attention to those that are only in green. And of course we're dealing with this object. If we remove this, there's no keyframe and you can edit another object. So now when we run the animation, this is what we have. It's just rotating non-stop. And I hope this helps you. Of course, what we can do as well to carry on with this is we can go back to the initial frame. We can add another object. So we're going to add, for example, a box. And we're going to do something simple to the box so that you see what's happening. So the box is like this. We're going to set key. So we have a first key here at the beginning. We have a key in the middle. At the end, sorry. The same. And then in between, here in the middle, what we're going to do, we're going to change color to blue. Okay. And I'm going to set a key here. And when you run the animation, sorry. I'm changing color, I shouldn't, physical attributes. Sometimes. So, what we're going to do in the middle here, thank God there's only one that we need to change, is this one here in the middle. We're going to change here, we're going to extend it, we're going to scale it on the z-axis. And we set this as a key. So, when you play the animation, you can see, well, while the one thing is doing something, the other is doing something else. And then when you want to see the animation of the cube, you run the curve here, the curve editor, and you can see we're talking about the box, and we can see that it's a transform. So where is the box? It's a scale. Sorry, here is the scale here, and we can see what happens by clicking here and here. We can see the scale of only the z-axis, and indeed when you look here you can see it's not the x or the y, it's the z-axis that changes that much. So we can then play again here and we can multiply this. We can, for example, make it add another one, so there's twice. So we put one, so it's in 50, we put one in 25, and another one in 75. And in fact, then we're going to move that. Where is it? Yeah. So we're going to move that here. And we're going to move that back here to this. And we're going to move that back here. And then when we close, we can see the animation where our box will do a lot of funny things. So you see how it does it twice now. But that controls only the animation of the box, independently of the animation of the cylinder. And that's basically the end of this tutorial, and I hope this has been helpful. I'll save it. So I'll save it as a new file, so we have the first and the second one. And then we can have a look at this as well. And that's basically our tutorial. Thank you.